Come out here, it's back on the road. It's out the road. You're real busy. Call me to yard, stand at some place.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Trustees.
Yes.
Wyman.
Yes.
Trustee Family.
Yes.
Trustee Thomas.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Before we move on with the agenda, Tiffany wants to get a sign-in sheet for anybody that wants to speak. So she'll be passing that around when she comes back in. Okay. I need a motion to amend, motion to amend agenda due to cancellation of tonight's meeting to add 7.26-4-2026 TIF committee meeting minutes and 22.3 river storage TIF application.
Make the motion to amend the agenda?
So. Trustee Wyman.
Yes.
Trustee Family.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Sam.
Yes.
I need a motion for the approval of the May 21st, 2026 board meeting minutes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Family.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Sam.
Yes.
Trustee Wyman.
Yes.
I need a motion to approve for the approval of the finance report, pay the bill.
Second.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Wyman.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Sam.
Yes.
Trustee Family.
Yes. Does anybody have anything in the audience they want to comment on before we move on with the meeting? All right, moving right along. Committee report, need approval of the 6/10 of 26 ordinance committee meeting minutes.
Mike Vanessa and Courtney.
Oh, Mike Vanessa for you.
Make the motion?
I'll second.
Trustee Wyman.
Yes.
Trustee Sam.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Sarah, need approval of 6/4/2026 TIF committee meeting minute. John Clark president, Bob Wood.
I thought we took that off. Oh, we're gonna add.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Sam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you're Tom.
The first item on there is, authorize the mayor clerk to, sign, final plat for, IAG Investments subdivision, which is, the property on East Ross Lane. The solar project that was approved. They've been working out issues with the gas company, and now they have a plat ready to record for the property they purchased. Plus, they're recording a right-of-way, formal right-of-way for the village of Tilton, at the same time. So, need authorization to, have the mayor and clerk sign all the necessary recording documents.
Are they adding more land to their
No.
initial?
No,
Any questions?
Wait a minute, I guess, what's the, they're just finalizing,
they're gonna record the plat to document the easements in the right-of-way. And what they could document, what they could record along with the gas main.
do we have an idea, an update on that? Project over there, it's been, nothing's really been happening for a while. What,
They kind of postponed things because they had to work out. The gas company has what's called a blanket easement, which means they have an easement over the whole property. So whenever someone wants to build near it, they gotta go in and do a prepare an agreement, and it takes a long time. So they sort of started on the south end a little bit, while they try to work through this agreement. Now they've got an agreement in place. And now, I'm guessing I'm gonna see more activity.
Yeah, I was just wondering, because it's been 2 years since they've had it, so
2 years?
almost May of 24.
Yeah. Gas companies, kind of like federal government.
No, I get it, I'm just asking.
Very unresponsive.
Yeah, I mean, they're really good, hard work, but
Any idea when the building is gonna go up?
As soon as we can. I mean, I don't know if it's been ordered or not, but depending on that, if it's ordered, then we're just waiting on materials at this point.
Questions? Need a motion for 309 East Ross Lane plat and authorize village officials to sign all documents required for recording that plat.
Make a motion.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Sheet.
Yes.
Trustee George. Yes. Trustee Whitenberg.
Yes.
Trustee Simmons. Yes.
second item is the bid results for the sewer lining. On June 3rd, we opened bids. Looks like we had 6 bidders. Visu Sewer of Missouri, LLC was low bidder, $248,792. Had a lot of interest in the project. Donnie prepared a bid award recommendation. I'm asking the board to authorize the mayor to sign a notice of award so that the contractor can go ahead and order his bonds, get insurance, and then they'll return a contract back for the village to sign after all that's done. It'll probably take 30 days to get the contract back from the mayor and clerk to sign. So I need to accept the bid, or I guess it's the notice of award.
Any questions?
I'll make a motion to accept the bid.
I'll second
Who's that? Trustee Whiteberg.
Yes.
Trustee George.
it. Yes.
Trustee Simmons.
Yes.
Trustee Sheet.
Yes.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Fire chief, is anybody doing his report for him?
So for the month of June, we're still doing the Queen of Hearts, just general maintenance. All of them, people passed the first, module of the BOF training. We're in the second part right now. We had 55 calls last month. And I've got 2 bids on here. Down at Station 2, trying to get things cleaned up and more functional. The side exit door on the other side of the building doesn't open or close. So give me a quote to replace that steel frame door over there, just like the other side that we already had replaced a while ago. And it was $2,710.
Question?
Is that the only quote we got?
Yeah. I don't know who else in the area does steel door, things like that.
Any more questions? Need a motion for CN Steelworks quote for $2,710 to replace man door at station number 2.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Trustee Simmons.
Yes.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Sheet.
Yes.
Trustee Whiteberg.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
And then, so the windows down there, still leak. One got taken out with the garage door when it came out. The one that was installed years ago leaks really bad, and then the last window we were gonna keep in there. But the problem is the walls we took out to get the equipment in there actually held the windows up against tight, and not very tight because they still leak. So we're gonna try and keep one window, and we have to have a framing built to hold the backflow that's kind of just on 2x4s there on the wall. And they're gonna come in and put a steel structure and to put that window in, make it rain tight, and then hold that plumbing down there. And that was for $2,374.
Excuse me, any questions?
So there's more to it than just putting a window in.
What do you mean?
Meaning, $2,300 is expensive for a window.
Yeah, it's to hold
There's more.
the plumbing,
Yeah.
the backflow that we have to have for aqua. It's kind of on the 2x4s that the windows are
Okay,
on.
I'm with you now.
Yeah, and when we took all that out to get the trucks in better, we didn't know that, I guess that structure is built inside, and those windows were actually just pushed in to the outside of the building. They're like sandwiched. So now that so we can get stuff in, there's even more wiggle room, and it leaks a little bit more now. And when he looked at it, he said he can put a window in there, caulk around it, and it won't leak anymore. But it's also holding up the plumbing backflow that we have to have there.
Any more questions? Need a motion to replace the window at Station 2, work to be done by CN Steelworks for $2,374.
Motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Simmons.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Whitener.
Yes. That's all I got.
EMS Coordinator Bushfield.
The ambulance service, had a total of 72 dispatches, Tilton 36, covered 2 second outs, and Tilton dropped 1 second out. She was being busy on another call. Lynch 35, Oakwood 6, Georgetown 5, 2 transfers. Ongoing QA of the charts, looking a whole lot better. Staying on top of it, attended the department head meeting, attended fire and EMS committee meeting. Did med audit, on all the units. The NARC lock has been installed in unit 2. The NARC lock, will soon be installed in unit 3. Conducted a staff meeting with, all the EMS staff. We're still working, with ESO on the CAT import, but I think we got somewhere this week with that after spending 45 minutes on the phone with them. And also let them know they have one of the worst supports of anything that we ever do. Work on scheduling, and then let me give congratulations to Andy, Brandy, and Brian Dunn. They all received a Heart Hero Award from the EMS office for cardiac arrest save on May 21st.
Congratulations.
And that's it.
Thank you, good job. Public Works Director, TJ George.
Routine maintenance, routine mowing, still mowing some of the abandoned properties. We had senior trash cleanup, picked up 134 residents, equal 17 dump truck loads to the landfill, about 13 tons of trash we took this year to the landfill from 134 residents. Saturday was the cleanup for everybody else. 71 residents came, we filled 8 30-yard roll-offs. Other than that, we've been doing a lot of storm cleanup, repetitive, it seems like, no rending. Thank you to the police department, ambulance, and fire for helping out the night of the storm with everything they did, very appreciative. Cemetery took a big hit on some big trees out there in the storm, we got them cleaned up. Try to let it calm down a little bit with these tree services to get quotes, because I know they're busy, but we're gonna have several trees removed out there. Knocked over headstones, none was damaged, they was put back up, everything's good. Other than that, that's all I got.
I'd like to say a couple things on that. One, to the entire group, great job on the storm stuff. It's.
I called him, he was right there to get that tree off Ross
Yeah,
Lane.
it's just you can't say enough good, honestly, when it comes down to the teamwork from being proactive on some things. And a lot of times I mean, it's our nature to hear the bad stuff because it's, most people like to complain. But I think it's important to hear and see how the group pulled together in a time of need. So great job with that.
Thank you.
The trash cleanup thing, I think that's something we probably need to send to a committee to maybe talk about some of those trailers that I saw coming in there when I was over there briefly. It's huge. There's a lot. I think Cass could probably say she's checked them in. So there's a lot of large type things. So I think that's probably warranted a talk on moving forward with it. And I can't believe that getting on iWorks and looking at bigger staff stuff that we still have trash at some of these places after paying for this stuff. So it's unbelievable to me. But anyway, good job.
Thank you.
Police Chief Phil Bernardi.
For the month of May, we had 336 calls for service. Officers made 14 arrests. We had 19 PNTs during the month. They issued 68 traffic citations with 24 warnings and no ordinance warnings, 7 ordinance violations were issued. Our new officer is on track. Hopefully, middle of July, he'll be out on his own. Everything's looking good with that. So, all that.
Sewer plant operator Chad Kepler.
All I got is we need to do maintenance on our blowers, so I got a quote from Scott Code. Service all 3 blowers, $9,970.31. I'd like to get that done or all due
How often do they need to be done?
every 4,000 hours. But we've done some changes, so we're gonna get some more life out of them, because instead of the way, we have 2 blowers that run constantly, that we're able to go with one now, because we're running the whole plant on one blower. So we're gonna split 4,000 hours. You're gonna get 4,000 hours for each blower. So we'll be able to go 12,000 hours where we have to have maintenance. And this is something that we did not want to do, because they come in with specialized machines, check everything out, because this is the hardest plant. These go down. So I feel more confident they coming in and make sure everything's good.
I just wondered if it was like a once a year thing or once every couple.
Every 4,000 hours is the mark, so. But we've got all 3 of them, we're close to that mark, but once they service this, we should be good for 12,000 hours.
Any other
So
questions?
it'll probably be another, 2 years before we have that.
There's 8,760 hours in a year.
Uh,
There's 8,760 hours in a year. I just wondered.
Close to 2 years, sure.
Any other questions? Need a motion for Alice Copco fixed price service for $9,970.31.
A second.
Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Sal,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Wagner,
Yes.
trustee Cone.
Yes. Code enforcement officer Dave Biggerstaff.
Well, fortunately, I'm not out of business, so Joe was. We've got 26 first notices out right now, we've got 20 final notices, 12 notices to appear, 2 trials set, 6 cases of $100 a day fines. We've got 2 demos that may occur sometime this year, Monday.
Monday.
Monday, both of them?
Yeah.
Start Monday.
Glendale.
Is it Monday? All right, sure, you got it. She's got some. We had our ordinance committee meeting, we talked about the camper stuff, I don't know, go on with that.
Later, yeah, I think it's on.
Okay, thanks, Dave. IT department, Brian Donovan.
Don't really have much, just running around keeping things going when they break. I'm gonna work on getting quotes for the camera that we talked about a while ago up on the tower, now that the weather's nice, and then I just kind of forgot about that, but that way we can have the camera up there, because it's been cool to see the storms come in the last, couple weeks on the cameras, but.
Weather's been nice.
Yeah. It went from cold to hot all of a sudden, so that's all I got.
Are we looking into the broadcasting the meetings?
Yeah, we still are. We're still broadcasting. I just don't play it up there, but I'm gonna work on trying to figure out something better to get a better camera and some better sound. Me and Laura have been kind of talking about the better sound because it's very boomy and echoey in here, and it's worse on YouTube. And getting where if somebody's gonna Teams in, everybody can see it up there instead of me moving the TV around the room. So I'm gonna work on coming up with some of that stuff. I put some stuff on Amazon in my cart to kind of research more of, so I can hopefully get a better understanding of the microphones and things like that.
Any other questions? Village clerk, Lori Fields, report.
All right, I had 7 FOIA requests fulfilled. 1 FOIA was a law enforcement video that took approximately 16 hours to read back into all the different videos. 4 LexisNexis fulfilled, prepared 5 onboard meetings, attended 2 meetings, posted agendas, completed the minutes. Still working with the clerk minutes program to better generate minutes. Still rough around the edges and taking longer than anticipated. Coordinated 1 burial at Summer Cemetery. Renewed my notary that now requires a 3-hour mandatory class to renew. We did receive a request from the PAC, which is Public Access Council, for a review of denied FOIA. Information was sent to them, and they ruled that the denial was justified. Ambulance and billing configured slang for June and August, or correction, July to August. Billed $47,490.93 in charges. Posted $43,716.22 in payments, and adjusted $38,779.67 in mandated adjustments. Reviewed 84 runs for billing, verification insurance, addresses, report complete on EMT site for adequate leave for billing. Billed 8 calls for VA transfers and scheduled 2, 6 were turned down by personnel.
Question? Report of city administrator, Tiffany Jones.
I talked to the consultants and developers a few times. Moran Economic Development. I talked to Nicole Van Hifty about her fees for grant writing. She did confirm they were $1,500 a month plus 5% success fee. So it wasn't the extra amount on the sheet that we saw last month. That was just if she did them one at a time. I attended a TIF committee meeting, attended zoning meeting, attended the bid opening for the sewer lining project. I met with Mission Square retirement about 457B plan. Emails back and forth with a billboard company about a proposal. We began filling out the insurance renewal. We just finished it today and sent it in. We went over the social media policy, me and police chief, and I think we're going to recommend a few changes. Emailed both Comcast and Connexus about repairs. Enrolled new employee and insurance through IPG, removed an employee through IPG. Email Moran about parcels not showing in Tilton that were going to be added to the TIF. One was a county error, the other one was by the cemetery, and I just don't think it ever got annexed. I asked Western for a draft of a petition. Listed the plows on iBid, they didn't sell. I can relist them at a lower price if needed. Conversation with TikTok Solar regarding buildings to be equipped with solar. Sent documentation.
talked to Joey about 1012 Glendale, 1916 South Washington, and he's going to begin demolition on Monday, June 22nd, weather permitting. He's gonna start with Glendale and go to Washington, and I attended a webinar for the debt recovery program with the state comptroller for recovery of debts through municipal court fines and fees. There is no cost, and we will have to attend training. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the Van Hefty Grant Labs, I have that on here, or we have that on here again. And like I said, she did confirm it's $1,500 a month. And she said it includes about 30 hours per month, but she said if we go over, we can revisit it. She doesn't usually. And she said there is the 5% success fee if she does get a grant. And if you wanted her to just do one, you know, this one or this one or this one, that's why she had the set prices.
Any question? Need a motion to pay $1,500 a month to Van Hyte Grant Lab.
Refresh my memory on the, sorry, I was trying to find it before. Is it a contract, like a year or something like that, or is it?
Yeah, it's a year.
1 year.
I'll make a motion to contract.
Trustee Benjamin.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Wagner.
Yes.
Trustee Sims.
Yep.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Yeah, resolution. We have a resolution.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Do you want to explain it to everybody?
Oh, okay, so, one of our employees came to me and, talked about a deferred compensation plan for village employees. What it'll essentially do, it can lower your income for the year. It can be a savings account for you. You can put money into it. You can withdraw it at any time. It's not like our RMRF. It's totally voluntary. And the minimum contribution somebody has to make is $10 per paycheck. It costs the village $25 per year per employee who enrolls. And they said if we want to charge the employee the $25 a year, we can do that, but most employers pay it. It's up to you guys. But I think that this will open up savings for people. Because like I said, our IMRF, we can't borrow against, we can't, you know, withdraw early, anything like that. I think that this would be a good opportunity. A lot of other towns have this, and this particular company, Mission Square, they specialize in municipalities. I think that it could be a good thing for the employees.
It's basically a secondary retirement unit. It's pre-tax. I mean, it's pulled before taxes. You don't get taxed until you pull it.
So if they can pull it anytime they want.
And it can be, I think.
So what's the
anybody
difference
can
in them
participate.
having a separate savings account and they have that $10 deducted and put in their savings account?
Because
If they can
this,
still take it out whenever they want and all that stuff?
this is put into specific funds that they recommend, and you can gain interest on them. Like if you're younger, like people might be in a more aggressive fund. This is how it was explained to me.
I think what she's getting at, you can't touch it until you retire.
No, yes, you can.
No, she just said you can take it in out whenever you want.
I had, well, like the one I was in, you couldn't touch it unless you had a special circumstances, where it had to be like a medical emergency or something on that line. Otherwise,
That's
You
like a
know,
401.
Where you can loan your own money back to you. If somebody wanted to say $5,000 for a house payment or something, you could borrow from your plan
Ain't that
and
like
then pay yourself back.
your 401k?
It's like a 401k more or less. but
So I think I've heard people
Pretty
take
tax.
money out of their 401k for stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
The government,
It's similar, yeah.
basically the government equivalent to.
Yeah.
So they can't just take it out for no reason. Like they can go to their bank account.
Right, but it's tax deferred growth, so it's a long-term.
So you're getting more for your investment because it's not taxed, so.
Right.
So you're,
Yeah, check your lower tax bracket, so.
You're putting more money into invest faster.
Gotcha.
Our NF is a great deal. for
Yeah,
employees
it's a
and
savings
state
account.
drivers.
But that's what I'm saying. It's,
Everybody's gonna do that.
And the thing about it is that because every time you pull it, that's when you get taxed.
yeah.
So it's not, that's what I'm saying.
like an IRA.
Well, you can pull early if it's an emergency, or if you know, for a reason, but you gotta give a good reason, otherwise you're looking at retirement before you can pull.
I know that's how 401ks or whatever work, but the way she was talking, this didn't, that's why I'm like, what's the difference between them just opening a separate savings account themselves and saving the money themselves?
One difference between this and an IRA is that you pull an IRA before 59 and a half, you got to pay 10% penalty. You don't have to do that with this before 57.
Now, the question I would have to ask is, do the employees get to pick the stocks or the
Yes,
mutual funds, whatever, they get to pick?
yes.
And they got-
You can go through managed services, but they charge percents. So if you go through a managed service, they might charge you 0.8% to help you. But if you're comfortable with the market, you know what you're doing, you can,
Monitor to say, somebody wants to get money out of it. Does that company, as far as this is eligible to be withdrawn?
yeah, you would probably do that.
Okay, that's.
And this is totally voluntary, you don't have to.
We're just voting if we want to pay $25 per employee.
Well, and you can make the employees pay it.
Well, yeah, I understand that. What Tom said.
It's just maybe, so much a check that they want to put into it.
Right.
It's really great if you first start out.
Yeah. Maybe like 401. You've been here 20 years to get into it versus 2 years. It'll be more beneficial for somebody to start out younger. But it'd still be.
So it says here, if you take a quote loan from your deferred comp, then they will charge the employee who's taking from it $50 a year to manage that loan.
Gotcha.
Any other questions?
So our only cost is the $25 per employee, the only thing cost for the village.
Unless you want the employee to pay it. They said they can do it.
More bookkeeping,
Can we set it up to like,
Well, look,
do it for,
yeah.
maybe 1 to 2 years and see how it goes? That we pay for the employee for maybe the
okay.
first 2 years and see how it goes. If it doesn't seem like it's going very great, or
Then we can start making the employees pay if they
Yeah.
want to continue
if
to
they
be in
want
it.
it, yeah.
I'm sure we can. We can just,
I mean,
I think what we
we
can
just need to
do
vote that, but
is tell the employee if this isn't going the way we wanted it to go in 2 years, you're gonna have to start paying your $25 annual fee. What do you think?
That'd be easier. Let's do it for a couple of years.
yeah, let's don't,
See
so,
how
yeah,
it plays out.
you know, just
Yeah, see how many actually get in.
right, exactly. May not be a lot interested in it, but
But the way there's no comp time or anything they can put into it at all, it's just out of their salary. Right?
okay, I make a motion, we go ahead and we agree to, we, maybe pay for it for the first 2 years.
I'll second it.
And then we revisit it.
Trustee Sims,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Sheet, trustee Whitenberg,
Yes.
trustee Kern.
Yes.
Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to vote on a resolution for the deferred compensation. So I need a motion for resolution 2026-0616, 457 deferred compensation plan.
Second.
Trustee Kern,
Yes.
trustee Whitenberg,
Yes.
trustee Sheet,
Yeah.
trustee Sims,
Yes.
trustee George.
Yes.
Treasury report.
For the month, I attended the bid opening for the sewer lining project, attended a TIF committee meeting, attended a webinar for local debt recovery program with the state comptroller, attended a webinar for my local tax, made the bank deposits, reconciled the bank statement, took in payments either by mail, over phone, or in person, payroll and pay taxes, filed the monthly wage report for IRS, filed a monthly unemployment report, entered in all invoices into QuickBooks.
Any questions? Municipal court intergovernmental agreement.
This is, we haven't had an intergovernment agreement since we started back in 2022. So this is the new one where we're gonna make Belgium, Bismarck, Calvin, Georgetown, Oakwood, Rankin, West Farm, Rossville, Sidell, Tilton, the fees CDAR, and West will pay $500 a year. And then the smaller towns have to pay $50 per case until they reach the 500.
Questions?
Did this go up from before?
Yeah, they only, I think 5 towns only paid the very first year we started. And then after that, we haven't received anything from the towns.
It's a lot for you, well, for everybody that's involved with it, so I would agree.
Got questions? Need a motion for the municipal court intergovernmental agreement.
I make a motion.
A second.
Trustee Sim,
Yes.
trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Weidenberg.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Mayor's report, I promised Mike I'll go as fast as I can. 2 media interviews, I had a group meet with Comcast after we reissued their permit, met with Enterprise on, some of the issues in the, draft ordinance. Been to a TIF meeting, met with WHPO Radio out of Houston for marketing, met News Remain Advantage CEO, Vicki Brown. Had an ordinance meeting, Amy Brown, had an ordinance meeting, I'm trying, Mike, I tried to get it. Met with the owner of 1314 Georgetown Road, the old L&L trailer park, about purchasing that property. Met with Health and Wellness Center, wishing to locate here, sent what they're wanting to Moran for Moran's opinion. Sat through the zoning board meeting, had a group from out of Bloomington, Indiana, called Near West Sliders. It's an adult sandlot league, wanting to play game here against the St. Louis Slingers, 12 o'clock August 15th. So if you ain't got nothing to do, go watch it. Looks like it's cold in. I had a phone call with the hospitality group, MHG, about locating a hotel here. Got in contact with Solutions Group Real Estate. They're willing to help us market our available sites. They're out in Northbrook, Illinois. They're the group that brought Chick-fil-A to Danville. Spoke to Labor's Home Builders. They're still looking to come here and put in a small subdivision. Brian brought up here about these utility battery sites that people are starting to put up different places. Looked at the professor at the University of Illinois, and he gave me a referral to Paul V. Braun, and I've been speaking with him about the hazards and conditions of those battery, utility battery storage. That's been popping up in different places that Brian spoke about at our last meeting. That's the mayor's report. Any questions? Well, she got another one there.
Okay, all right, I think so.
D3 agreement for property. It's not here yet. 1314 Georgetown Road. As I said in my report, I met with the gentleman that owns that. He owned a bunch of properties here in Illinois. He's getting ready to retire. His son said they do not want to deal with real estate in Illinois, so he's trying to get rid of the property. The property equals about 3.77 acres, and he asked $350,000 for it. Now, my idea on this would be to try to work with this hotel group to see about putting a hotel on that spot. But the first thing we need to do is purchase it, so it's still a gamble. So there's no guarantee of the hotel.
That wouldn't include the old Blackwater lot, would it?
No,
Just-
Blackwater lot's a different one, as a matter of fact, it's under a different scenario.
I could buy it for somebody at that, something.
It's in a trust.
It's in a trust with a bank, a sales trust.
It's long, you got it.
You know what they're wanting for it?
At 1.850.
Well, not really right now because there's so much involved. We're waiting to see if we purchase this, if he doesn't reach out. He reached out to me about a year ago, then he disappeared, he never said another word. Then we found out it was in a trust now.
I would think somebody wanted to build there, they'd want it all.
They're gonna need it all.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, the hotel would not be against purchasing property, or somebody might wanna buy part of it, subdivide it, and put a restaurant up there to help service the restaurant, the hotel.
It's got highway.
Since the hotel's interested in purchasing property, then I would just hook them up with that person, let them purchase it.
Well, because there's no guarantee on that, and he's trying to get rid of it. Well, that's what I'm saying, if we get picked up for 350, the hotel doesn't go there, we could always give it to another developer. And sell it to a developer, tiny homes, something.
Want to get rid of it?
But right there on the corner, right 174, you think there'd be some?
I jump in real quick.
Yeah, please.
What type of lien do we have on that property? And we mowed it for many years and
We
tore
have
it.
a lien.
I mean, how much is that worth to them?
Let me look it up. I forgot about that.
And then too, there's all kinds of hazards over there. When we used to mow, we tore up many tractors from the old trailer, foundations, the old gas line sticking up. There's probably a septic system in there that who knows when it's gonna fall in.
Couple $100 to clean up.
There's gonna be a lot of cleanup, and plus, the reason they started mowing is because I refused to keep mowing it for them people for many, many years. So, because we were tearing up our equipment over there, maintain some that wasn't ours.
I'm looking up to see what our lien is. I'm pretty sure we got one.
Well, she's looking up lien, any other questions? I didn't reach out to the gentleman,
That's no, we had a lot of time and equipment repairs for maintaining that for many, many years over there. So I was curious what that would work.
I'm all about growth, but if we don't have anything that's gonna go there, for sure, I think it's a tough gamble for
Well, I think
money.
Brian said one of the big things is it doesn't have, highway access.
I mean, if you want to get rid of it, then it's a lot cheaper. I don't know. That's a good point though, with the whole, now, once she figures out what the lien is on it,
Yeah.
you know, maybe that's a different story, you know.
I'm looking, it might take me a little bit.
Well, and it's
Tons of documents. I gotta.
Well, when I spoke to the hospitality group, he asked me to make sure to get of him after I talked to this gentleman. I got a hold of him, but I got a hold of him at an improper time because, he was fixing to walk into a meeting. So, but they seem to be interested. It's the hospitality group had just sold 230 hotels. They was doing a restructure and they was getting ready to start looking to build again.
They have any idea range they, spend on properties? Because I mean, he's asking 350,000, that doesn't mean anything worse. What it's actually. Because we have.
Well, I mean, I can always call him back, but he just sat there and said, 350,000, I got a hold of, the developer and asked him that property where it's located, what would that be worth? And he said, where it's located, not direct access, you're looking at 100,000 an acre.
But figuring in cleanup and gas lines and everything else.
Continuous maintenance until somebody does commit. We already mowed I'm not knocking it, 'cause
11,602 is one of them. Well, we might have more than one, that's some. Yeah, he's got lease pendants.
When you gonna talk to hotel again, Bill?
Probably next week. And he honestly sits there and said, he goes, we're not against buying property. But he wanted me to get a price on this property. He was wanting to know if we was gonna purchase it, because he would rather deal with a municipality than a private individual. Because once they find out something's coming, then their prices start.
I mean, one thing to want some kind of commitment or something from, we say, you know, you guys buy it, we're gonna be interested in buying it. Rather than, if we would buy it, then they're like, you know, we're not, so we don't wanna go in that area. I mean,
I'm with Virgil, I'll call him next week, figure
Yeah,
out,
I'll call him next week.
you know, dial it in with him a little bit, if we're willing to.
And after I find
And
out
then
the
she can-
liens, I'll call the other guy back and go, hey, you didn't tell me about all these liens you had on that property, and the liens also consist of not us.
Gotta get Tiffany some time instead of.
Yeah, another
There's
thing,
one lane,
Yeah.
there's 600.
50 gallons of room buried over there.
I don't know 100% how it's set up, but then another thing I was just thinking, and whatever, but we wanna spend this much money on a piece of property, but we're in the situation of trying to build a new fire station too. So we're gonna go spend $350,000 on a piece of property that we don't even know if it's gonna get developed. Just throwing that out there, it's my opinion.
I'll
second that.
I'd want to find out, make sure that they're, you know, some kind of thing prevents it. They're, you know,
I'll get a hold
they wanna buy it.
No, I'll get a hold of him. I mean, that's no problem. It's
Because
just,
we wouldn't,
all this took place last week.
yeah, we wouldn't be required as far as,
They want it, they can buy it.
we, you know, end up getting it, doing any work to it. As far as cleaning up or anything like that, they'd be buying it property as is. So.
But I'm just saying, though, the hospitality group may want us to purchase it.
I understand that, but.
Yeah, I think we can revisit that once you get a commitment and all that stuff.
So,
Yeah.
and now that I got to know about the liens and stuff on it, I will reach out to Jerry and Dr. Jerry about the price again.
Yeah, that's good, that's the plan.
And find out how many liens was on that piece of property and how many was ours and who owns it. So,
We only have one that I found.
okay. Was there anything else from anyone else?
Yeah, there was another tax lien, but he must have paid it off. It's from 2015.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'll reach back out to both parties next week.
Just gonna take this next one, phone call.
Well, yeah,
We're gonna table it, we're just moving on.
We'll move on. It's not.
it was just a recommendation of the board that I contact and bring it back up later.
Okay.
Zoning commission.
These are the minutes I typed up. We had, a variance for 608 Delwood, a rezone for 1771 Georgetown Road. And they looked at the solar ordinance. I made a few notes.
608 Delwood variance.
That was for trailers to be able to be parked on the property. We haven't had any complaints. It's, our code enforcement officer asked for the variance.
I've seen it parked over there, they're all like scattered all over the place, and they're parked over there.
They really cleaned it up too. They got rid of the, yeah.
Need a motion for 608 Delwood variance.
Make it, yes.
Second.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Wagner.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Sim.
Yes.
1771 Georgetown Road from local land to C8, or C2 highway commercial. That's yours, am I correct? Yeah, okay, that's the property that's just all on Georgetown Road, the cemetery, back around by the pond.
I'll make a motion, which, change it,
Trustee Penman,
yes.
trustee Sheets,
Yeah.
trustee Whitengren,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Sims.
Yes.
River storage tip application. Got any information?
Where is it? So our TIF consultants did not recommend us giving any assistance on this because they're not permanent structures and it's not gonna be any improvement to the land. I mean, we could give a small amount out of our general fund, but you gotta remember those are general funds. But they said it's not TIF eligible.
Now, my understanding, when they're saying it doesn't put anything to TIF, that's because we're not building a
You're not building,
5,000, or a building that's gonna bring $5,000 a month.
well, you're not building permanent
Or a year
structures.
in property tax.
Yeah,
That's where
there's-
TIF gets their money, am I right?
From the property
If it's
tax,
a
yes.
$500 dirt lot, we take it, put a permanent structure, now it's 5,000 a year in taxes. TIF gets 4,500
Yes, it's
Yes.
a year.
Yes,
increase of the property tax.
Yes.
Is where.
and
So
they
if I
said,
could use for example what we did last month, what the board did with B&B property. How did that deal put money back into TIF?
because they are going to increase the value of the properties substantially.
But as far as the big TIF money, they've already taken that dirt lot and built a building. Somebody's gonna pay that tax next year, whether
It's based
that
on,
business moves in or not.
but it's based on the added value that they will put into it. And I don't know if you saw the drawings they presented.
Well, I heard the numbers and that's false information. I can't see that happening. You're gonna tell me they're gonna triple
This is
the
what our
value of
TIF
that
consultant,
property?
no, but over the life of the TIF, we are expected to get at least that much back from that property. So once you build a permanent structure on this property, then it would become TIF eligible, but they said a gravel lot is not. And like I said, if the board wanted to vote to give you money out of general funds, they could, but we're restricted on things like that. We cannot give money to portable buildings. If there was a structure on that property and you were gonna fix it up, we'd say, yeah, that's TIF eligible, because rehab, reconditioning,
Well, and that's not what we're wanting to do with the property, because we're not wanting to tie that front up. We want future development.
well, and another thing with the TIF, even if this was TIF eligible, you would have to stay there 5 years, because if not, you would have to pay the money back.
So Raver's wanting to sign a 5-year lease. It's gonna be kind of an agreement that if a business wants to move in, then we have an agreement to be able to cut off the lease. But, I mean, I sold $890,000 worth of buildings last year, which was taxed at 9%. So Tilton got a little over $26,000 in taxes from the buildings I sold.
We only get about 3 or 4% of that. The state
Right.
gets
That's
the
about
rest.
26,000 a year.
Right.
Okay, so maybe we could do like a sales tax
So-
rebate.
My lot right now holds like 20 buildings. This lot's gonna almost triple the buildings. They have me at a sales goal of over $1 million a year. So it's gonna bring in the taxes for it.
Well, but like I said, we can't give you TIF dollars for this. They said it's not eligible. We could get in trouble with the state if we give TIF dollars for
And I
something. that's-
understand that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I think somebody ought to watch the numbers, what happens down there, because I think Moran's, I don't think their numbers are right. I'm a numbers man.
I'm a numbers
And I know
man.
property taxes, and it's not gonna go up, and it's not
So
gonna
can you
increase that much.
give
over
us an
13
idea
years.
on
No way.
if Moran would have said something? Can we give an idea of what
I
the,
mean, they asked for $22,000. I think that is quite a bit for a general fund, but if we gave 5 or 10 maybe, and then gave them another 10 in sales tax rebate up to 10,000 over a year or something, for 2 years. It's,
We'd have to,
it's just, yes.
we'd have to negotiate that. We'd have, with Marvin Rayburn, we sort of filled him in. We haven't come to a number on what his lease will be. Because he's not 100%. He likes the lot, and he likes having a mega lot, but there are some nativities here, you know, if you notice, all the sheds are down around Belgium. Well, it's 6.5 or 7 point, no, they're 2.5% cheaper on sales tax. When you're buying a $15,000-$20,000 building, you can buy it from basically the same company. They can go down the road and order the same building and save $1,000. I mean, that's,
Problem is, I'm selling those big black barns at $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a piece,
it's like a house.
and they're getting charged 9% tax on it.
Maybe we should have a TIF committee meeting, or not a TIF, just a economic development meeting or something.
Is there a way, sort of like the vehicles, where on these big purchases, that they're like mini homes? They're coming with insulated, they're coming with electrical, that Tilton could enact a cheaper sales tax, like 6.5%, 7%, where.
I think it's all general merchandise, it's all the same, I don't know, that's a question for an attorney or a consultant.
It is a disadvantage to them being in the higher sales tax district.
Well, what I'll do is pull the numbers and just see what you brought in last year, because I can do that. And I'll pull them all up, and then we can have a committee meeting and talk about it. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that's.
I think we need to look at some, I mean, you've done a hell of a job down there already, I mean, with it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know behind the, you know, to your comment earlier on the whole B&B portion over there is, we recognized last meeting that there was a ton of cleanup and stuff like that happened over there, so I think it's important that we see that happening here. So I'd like to support it somehow, just how, I don't know yet. And I'm confident that, you know, Tiffany will come up with something.
Yeah, I've got all the tax records in my local tax account, and I'll just go through each month and look and see what you brought in and give us like an estimate of the sales tax.
That'll work.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, I guess after this,
We'll
need to
schedule-
address a couple other things on the property over there.
Well, I mean, we can discuss all that at the development meeting we have, which I guess will be a TIF committee meeting. It's not really TIF.
Well,
See, this was supposed to be discussed last night.
Yeah, I know. Not really, last night.
Well, TIF is basically our economic development, I mean.
Yeah.
the problem we're facing right now is we want to get moving on getting this eminent domain. I know Wesner was here last time, said we can't discuss it or negotiate it in an open meeting. I was expecting something to happen or a phone call, and, you know, for years we've heard, can't do this because of Bud, and we can't put the road in, and, you know, now we're ready to get it done. We got
Look,
some
just
problem.
I can help you out, no, we don't even have to negotiate. Get the property reappraised at the eminent domain is part of. We already got 85,000 sitting in treasury, at the treasurer's office, get it reappraised, and we'll put the difference of the appraisal in there, and then pay you.
Well, and that's, okay, that's spending more money. We was just wanting to, and I know that last deal where we throw in the land, probably throw a wrench in it on the land swap, but we was reading back through some old paperwork, and I know what the original offer was to Bud. I think it was $100,000 and a commitment to put sewers down there in the future. I mean, I don't know if we could have a meeting and forget all this court dates, all this, get it signed off. We'll take your original offer. So I don't know. I found that in the papers.
We'll have to talk to Wesner.
Sure.
Like you said, we can't.
Right, I know, and we're talking about something that's already happened.
I understand.
Sewer's down the word, right?
On the paperwork, it said that the village would give him that and put sewers to, down East Cross Lane.
There are already two.
That's when Dave, and I don't think anybody here was on the board back then.
That would be hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't know.
But they're right there at the Grove facility.
No, he's talking about down Ross Lane towards, probably to the end of their property now, down there by the creek.
Well, once you got it over the hill, then it's, I mean, what do you, a lift station, I guess is what you need.
About 250,000 for a lift station plus the
But I think that's something eventually is gonna have to be done, and whether we address it through TIF funds or not. I mean, that's sort of where, I mean, I've been around since the start of this, me and Todd got $1, we bought the land, we didn't have TIF money back then. And it seems like now, I mean, TIF money used to be for making a better parking lot, sparking business. It seems like they're starting businesses with it now, where one of the main things with TIF was to get infrastructure to these barren lands.
Well,
So
when
develop
the
that.
time comes, when your time comes and the developers pay off and you start putting stuff in there, yeah, but right now, just so we get the agreement done, just get it reassessed, and we'll pay the difference, and then we move on. 'Cause then when you get your developers come in, then we just start discussing TIF money, extended sewers, so on and so forth.
All right, we'll go that route.
Because that'd be the simplest, as a matter of fact, I did talk to Weser about that about a week ago. He said that's the simplest thing because that's the direction the court took it. So we just resolve it as the court asked it, ordered it to be resolved.
And then, on getting back, accessing that back 16 acres where we talked about opening that road. I mean, we're gonna be ready here probably the end of July. I didn't know if you wanted us to coordinate with TJ, and, I mean, we got a forestry mulcher to get the brush out of the way to make access.
They're taking over our lane to get back there to their sixth step.
Out there. And get it, however you want to do it, mark it off, you do it, or we'll do it, or. Doug's the one that told us it's between the sewer and the water.
Yeah, I found, three property men so far, and there should be 3 more back there somewhere, so they're getting in there to find.
Probably by the end of July, we're gonna want to try to move equipment in there, make it a lot easier.
If you got the forestry head, maybe a lot quicker for you than us.
Well, like I said, we get ready, you call her at us and we'll run it down there and we'll make the first pass and then you can see what you gotta do.
Yeah, right, just get it reassessed, we'll tell the difference in with the trade. Money to send the treasurers, pay it off, and then we'll start moving forward with whatever you guys bring in.
Or,
That'd be the simplest thing to do on everybody, that way there, all that stuff, all that part of it's done.
I'll talk to the committee and get something scheduled and let you guys know.
yeah, let us know, we'll get.
And I'll get the
Everything's
numbers.
happening pretty fast over there. We did have a developer down from Chicago, so. He's all, and we'll see.
Moving right along, explanation will be done here on the ordinance amending chapter 320 of the village code pertaining to zoning that had to do with the ordinance that was taken to the zoning committee, and then what was posted on the agenda wasn't proper. What was posted on the agenda did not have, water testing, and it also made concession for support equipment within our half mile. So I called Dave Weser up to see how to make this as easy as possible, and his words were, this draft is just that, it's draft, it's not a law. So during the discussion, it can be brought up and a motion made to add or subtract anything from a draft in an ordinance. So has everybody read what was posted?
So
And- okay, go ahead.
the one that was brought to the committee, we said no changes, right? That was.
The one that at the ordinance committee meeting was the last public known one.
Right,
So that was the one that had the water testing and stuff in it.
right.
A couple little things that wording changes, but that's the one that we went over, and that's the one that we talked about sending to the board. So the one that is on here now is the one, like Bill said, is that it doesn't include any type of testing.
It was meant for a review by the board members. It never went public.
Right.
It was just an error because it was the ordinance and it got, the wrong ordinance got posted because the heading says the same thing.
I'll take responsibility, it was my fault.
But to resolve it, I called our attorney up, Dave Webster, and his words were, anytime you're dealing with this, it's a draft. A draft can have a motion made to add or subtract anything in that draft before the vote.
In order, I guess, for it to go back to what we said at this ordinance committee meeting, then there would be a motion to add the storm water testing and soil testing, whatever I say it right, back to, or add it to this.
But into.
Yeah. And as far as the transmission equipment, support equipment, that's basically the transmission lines and supporting equipment. Instead of running it through Tilton, they're gonna go straight down, just like we talked. I don't personally see any reason or any problem with that. What I said before was that if there was a, 50 by 50 building on the corner, maybe there's a problem, but even Graham mentioned that planting some taller trees or something to help the aesthetics and things look, it just makes more sense, for it to run that direction. But as far as, the testing stuff, I think that I still stand firm on that. It's been.
That's the only thing that was left out of this one, right?
That's correct.
And that needs to go back in.
Now, the other thing is the trustees get an opportunity to read the material from Bob Denton, the geological scientist from Virginia. At the last meeting, orders meeting, that was a lot of the questions that were asked about whether or not the piles contaminate. Any questions on any of that? Because it had to do with the zinc coating for the galvanization. We also, so I just want to make sure everybody had an opportunity to read that.
Everybody else read it? You guys read it?
And Vanessa pointed out, it seemed like it got here kind of late, and I can attest to you that as soon as I received it, Tiffany got it and posted it. Any other questions? Yeah. Okay. Does anybody want to make a motion on anything? I'm sitting here.
I'd make a motion, I need to make sure I say it right there. Whatever, I don't have the old one to say the wording right, but the water, soil testing, water, that deal, add all that back in the way it was in the previous draft.
What do you think about the groundwater testing?
Well, I haven't read the report from your scientists, so I would put a lot of weight to what he said. If it's not a risk, it's not a risk. And
It's not a risk, they shouldn't have a problem testing it.
if it was a risk, the EPA would force them to test it. It's not it's an environmental question. It's really not within our purview to judge. EPA, if it was a problem, they would require us to do a study and prove it wasn't. So I don't know that the village is in the right spot trying to enforce an environmental concern that EPA is not requiring them to do. The guys behind me can talk about that maybe, but.
Well, I guess my question would be is that, this is the number one concern of all people out there. I've read the report. I appreciate the report. It does say that there's not any concerns with it. So I guess my question would be, if there's not any concerns, then why would there be any concerns for you guys? I mean, we're doing the same thing. So company is trying to prove to their insurance company that they're not a risk. If there's not a risk, then take that paper and hand it to that guy, your insurance company, and they, in theory, and I'll let you get here in just a second again. And then we're trying to do the same thing to the residents that are saying, we want security somewhere. And the security that we're gonna give them is that you're gonna test that stuff out there. It puts comfort to the residents from day one. You guys are like, we need to get together with residents. We need to make sure they understand this and that. You know, if we had a kid together and you think that it's not my kid, what would you do? Go to child support, right?
Yeah.
You go get it tested.
But wouldn't the village always want a benchmark to know what was there before they started?
I would think that.
Well, they say they will test before they start and after construction, right? Quote me if I'm wrong. You guys said you'll test before?
I think the language just said, pull up.
Just while you look for material, I just want everybody to know that Mr. Robert Denton, the scientist, he's came down here. If anybody has any questions to him.
You can't answer a piece of money. I mean, that's.
I read all
Right.
that, I appreciate it, but I mean, that's bottom line to it is.
We know what we got now, and then you know 10 years from now what you got.
It's the comfort. That's what everybody's
Well,
wanting.
one of the main questions was, while I was looking at stuff up that I noticed in the meeting the other night, everybody's worried about the galvanized coating, the zinc. This aquifer, just to give you an idea, according to Mr. Denton, this aquifer is 45 square miles. So I'm sure this aquifer takes in the zinc mine that sits over there. So there's zinc pouring into this aquifer already, I would think.
I would too. But I'd be more worried about the stuff the solar panels are made out of. You look like up there, northern Illinois, where they had that hailstorm and broke all them panels up, rain, and washed all that stuff into the ground. I don't know what's in it, but
And honestly,
I'd like peace of mind.
those, I think, that's not even a concern, I don't think, of a lot of people. Because what they're not made of the cadmium, if I say that right.
Cadmium and lead, yeah.
They're not made of that anymore. They gave us a couple of those, so that concern, water running off that panel and dripping on the ground is not a concern.
Even if it's broken.
The main concern I feel that most people had was breaking the ground and that causing potential problems. Now, Mr. Denton has said that has no bearing on it. It's not gonna cause a problem. Then if it's not gonna cause a problem, then what does it cause a problem? How does it cause a problem to do the soil testing and the water testing? There shouldn't be any problems.
I agree.
Nobody should worry.
I agree.
Take that same paper and take it to your insurance company and tell them, here, Mr. Denton said this, because that's what you want us to do.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, no, so first of all, a little bit of background. University of Minnesota, agronomy, plant genetics, sustainability backgrounds, built in 36 different states, hundreds of utility scale solar farms. And I'm not bragging, I say that only in the context of when I heard this concern from the community, I was just, I have never heard this in my career, this being a concern. And so out of curiosity as a scientist, I'm like, all right, we're gonna investigate that. We're gonna tap into, I'm gonna look at it and we're gonna I just want to be a good human and make sure that the concerns were actually addressed, right? Because this was new and maybe it was something I missed all these years. So we went down that path and, you know, I'll get to your question about why we wouldn't want to do it, but galvanized steel has been around and zinc alloy has been around for hundreds of years, or 30-something years. It's built all coast to coast, right? And I was trying to find lawsuits maybe of other developers that have used this, you know, buildings 50 feet underground that use this, bridges that literally put galvanized piles, while they're constructing it right into our rivers that are protected by the federal government. There had to be a lawsuit out there. There wasn't. And so we just went to the science, we went to Mr. Dutton here, he's on the screen, and I won't talk about too much, but I know we mentioned he's from Virginia, but he is he's like a purple unicorn in the environmental world, where he's both a geologist and soil scientist. You can't find that, and that's the kind of person that we want talking about this. And this is new to the industry, and it came up in Little County. We addressed it with science. We got it dispelled, and we gave, I think, enough comfort to the citizens where we could just disprove it and get removed from these buildings. So that's what I hope happens here. Go back to your original question. Why would we not want to do it? It's not, I don't know where we wouldn't be able to get insured. Like, I don't have a concern with that. It's more just, we would have to address it with our lawyers, with our insurance company, like, hey, why is this a thing? Because what they're going to look at is you are testing groundwater off an area far greater than the project. We already know from 200 years of history, this is not an issue. We know from science, you guys have looked into it. We're not concerned about it, but we are concerned about everything else coming onto our project. Then it gets pulled up, and we're the ones showing it on our project, even though it's an aquifer coming from upstream activities. And then that someone might feel some kind of way about that, and then we're back here, getting back to the science and having to explain ourselves, and it's just gonna be, it's proving a negative at the end of the day. From a scientific perspective, we're trying to prove a negative, but we have no control over other things happening underground. Yeah, Bob, you want to say anything else?
No, I was waiting for somebody to ask me a question, but, I think the thing is, you know, it would be wise to have the water tested prior to any construction and installation of piles. Because we don't know what's in the background, and that's important. A lot of the concerns seem to have been that zinc, can come off the piles possibly. The piles could act as a conduit, contaminants, and the substance, they'll remove it out. Now, keep in mind that this property was originally used for agricultural purposes. So I'm sure there's a certain level of fertilizer there. There may be herbicides, there may be some pesticides. But one of the things that I found out when I looked at the soil survey, and I got the soil survey for Vermilion County, was that the water levels there are very high. They tend to come up, some of the soils, the predominant soils, the water levels, the seasonal high water tables within a foot or less of the surface. So what that tells me is that you get mixing. The water comes up during, between the high water periods between November and May. It picks up certain contaminants, things like that. When I think about them as contaminants, and then mixes them and dilutes them. So, and then when the water drops, put it back down. But the key is to test the water before any construction occurs, because that way you know what you have. And I don't think there's too many residences around there. One thing that always concerns me is people will, I've worked on sites where people did the water testing after construction. And they found coliform bacteria, or they found E. coli, which comes from poorly maintained septic systems and poorly maintained drain fields. And the question is was that a problem before construction? So that's why the background testing is so important and really needs to be done. So these are some of the things that I've had experience with over the years. And I'm just sharing them with the board and making sure that the board is a reasonable understanding of what's going on. I was unaware of the fact that there was the zinc mine to the south of the proposed site, and which tells me that if there's a zinc mine, that there's zinc ore in the ground that was being harvested and collected and refined. So how much zinc is already in the soil and in the water? That's something that really needs to go. So, but if anybody has any specific questions for me, I'd be happy to answer.
I got a question. So, Mike Whitenburn is my name. Testing before, I totally agree with that. And there's no doubt that there's probably zinc in the ground already. I'm not worried, and I don't think very many people are worried about a galvanized pipe being put in the ground and zinc all of a sudden just shooting up. You know, that's not, I don't think that's a concern. However, how I feel like Earthrise could be a partner in this situation is that knowing that there's a zinc mine close to the area, if they did, before testing, after testing, and ongoing testing, if something happens with that zinc mine for whatever reason and the zinc starts to increase, they could be a partner in this whole situation saying, hey, we have a problem. Not necessarily Earthrise has a problem, but there's a problem in the area. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure, how that would be done.
Well, I'm not either, but I'm just saying that Earthrise wouldn't necessarily be at fault. They're being a partner saying, hey, there's an excessive amount of zinc that's coming in 10 years from now, for whatever reason. Somebody else could be the problem 10 miles down the road. But because they're testing it, they're saying, hey, as the residents around here, we wanted to be your partner to begin with when you come in here, so we tested this, and there's a higher amount of zinc. Well, I know we're just picking on the zinc mine right now, but there's a higher amount of zinc, so we probably, people around here need to look at a different idea.
It'd be hard enough to see.
I agree. I mean, there was also concern expressed about possible toxicity being caused by by the panels themselves being damaged by hailstorms, windstorms, tornadoes, things like that. And my understanding is that these panels, these modern panels, don't contain any contaminants, anything that would pose a threat to human health or the body. So, but that's my understanding.
They're still in the market for residential use and small commercial use, but utility scale developers, they're not insurable, they're not financeable, we can't have them, we don't.
Everything I read on the two that you gave us, there was nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing on.
I'll go back to your point, like, if we did it 10 years down the road and there's an escalation of zinc, like it could be used to say, well, that's from the solar facility, right? Like, if we were trying to be good neighbors, like, we could say, no, it's probably an issue upstream, but also my fear is that it would then be, again, trying to prove a negative by just using somebody else's bad water and attributing it to solar, and then just creating litigation issues that would go in our favor because there is so much science to back this that it just would be a waste of, I think, everyone's time, and that's just maybe candid.
But you're innocent until proven guilty. So it wouldn't, if I myself was trying to say that the zinc was a problem, causing problems for me, and because you put a solar field out here, and I wanted to go sue you, wouldn't I have to prove that you did something wrong?
That's what I'm saying, and you.
I mean, you're looking at it from a standpoint of saying, I gotta prove that I didn't, I gotta prove that you did.
Well, you would have to ground rock water samples.
I'd have that, but that doesn't mean you did anything.
Well, that would be considered potential. You could have that, a lawyer would take your case for that, but it would get, in the end.
But you'd say, if Kyle's here, well, he'd have plenty to say, I'm sure. Yeah.
There's a reason.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's, 15 miles away, I mean, I just don't know how you'd ever prove.
It would be a lot of time and cost and headaches to prove. I think you could just point to somebody else and then they could then say, why were you even testing?
Why? Because the guy next door. Had a problem. This, I mean, you live there and had a problem, don't you think?
Whenever you guys have been testing it, once it comes back to our doorstep, you might just say, well, the village requires to.
I mean, I see other ordinances that have it in there. If that's the case, then why?
I've got it, we have worked on that. I definitely have it across.
What's the cost to test it every time you test it?
Ooh, I have no idea. No idea. Maybe, Bob, you would know that. I guess Illinois is probably different than Virginia prices, but.
What's that?
What would be the cost to test, do a groundwater test for the soils and that we have here that you saw?
That varies, if you get them done by, the local DEP or PNR, a little bit less expensive. It's usually, be anywhere from $30 to $55 a sample, something like that. It depends. I can't really throw a number out.
I didn't hear, what did you say?
$30 to $50 a sample, so
$30
Illinois must have figured it's another.
Well, we had it done at Station 2, and it was considerably more than that.
What is
Had it
that?
down at the bridge, and it was like a couple.
I would think too.
Dollars to do that, where when slides and earth was.
Oh, you're thinking, Bob, you're thinking for like private wells, the testing. We're talking about like having to do like a test pit on our project for groundwater.
You talking about putting in monitoring wells?
I don't even think we're talking about monitoring
Or
wells.
like a phase 2?
It wouldn't be a phase 2, no, it's a separate, just think a test pit, and you would pull up, get rid of the sediment in there, and you draw it out. Yeah, I was thinking like the 200, 300 mark. I mean,
Yeah.
We got watering wells all around our property from fuel tanks. And they bore down into the ground about 20 feet. They put a long tube down in there, they come around every now and then, they take the little iron cap off. It's got a rod down in there, they pull it up,
It's
it has
monitoring
that
well.
groundwater in it.
Monitoring well.
Yeah, we use a bag, as a monitoring well, we use a bag.
That's more than a couple $100. They come in and drill them and put them in. I mean, it was a significant expense when they did
They're
it.
gonna,
Especially if people worried about breaking into the aquifer, last thing you wanna do is drill into it to do a testing.
Well, I doubt.
but you gotta take, you
What about
gotta sample
monitoring
the
wells?
water, so
I doubt.
you gotta drill into it.
My question is, is that mine? I would imagine if the state, Department of Environmental Protection, the DNR considered to be a threat to human health and the environment, that they would have conducted some studies on it at least, try to find out how far out the contamination might spread from the mine and which way it's moving. Because that's the other thing. So if you remember, these things don't just, the water moves in specific directions. And the contaminants are carried and transported by the water. So, you could be upstream, upgrading, so to speak, not have anything in the water. And if you're downgrading, you have high concentration, but it all depends on how much of a threat this was considered to be to the public. And I don't have any information on that, so I really can't speak to it.
Does anybody have that information? Do you guys have that information?
sorry, what's the question?
The zinc,
How much about?
how much threat
I don't know.
did the zinc mine?
I mean, if it were a threat to Bob's point, like IDNR and IEPA would get involved, and they've been heavily involved, right, with the GM factory, and I've got history with knowing more about that, and so that they're still in the area, like monitoring the wells around there, so if they thought this was a bigger issue, and they're gonna have to permit our project at the end of it, and so if they think it's an issue, they would put it as a stipulation, but highly unlikely because of the type of development this is.
So I go back to my original statement that there's probably not a problem with just doing
Well,
test.
I think it just opens up more problems. Trying to prove a negative. And also I should mention that with the IEPA, we'll have to get a permit through the NPDES permit, through their NPDES system as well. So they have to review every aspect of our project. They have to give us approval, and that's for both shallow and overflow stormwater compliance. So there's already a that water aspect of it. Hey, how is your project going to conform with all the federal, state, and local county requirements when it comes to contaminated stormwater coming off of your project site. So there is already that step we're taking. You guys have it in your ordinance, and yes, but we have to do that anyway. So that's why we didn't comment on it. But there is another layer, I guess, is my point. We're not just going to dirty up the water around us without a permit.
So if we have the NP ES in there that you already have to do already, and you already have to do water sampling.
Not part of the NPDS, no, unless the IEPA tells me. So if we were building a different type of commercial product, they might have to say, usually if you have like permanent stormwater basins, retention ponds, detention ponds, they might have sampling requirements there depending on what your construction activities and what the construction materials you have. Then they'll say you have to submit this on an annual report. They give conditions for that,
But as Mr. Denton said, he would suggest definitely testing it before.
yeah, I think the city already does like baseline testing as part
I
of.
thought you guys did it last, at the thing, that you guys test before construction and then you'll test after construction.
In the language.
No, it was said at the committee meeting, this last committee meeting.
We don't ever know, we, as a company,
Did you hear that?
developers, go.
Do you remember them saying that? Testing
Something
before?
was mentioned about that. Can't
Yeah,
remember.
that'd be very unusual. In fact, like I said, never done it. Ever.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm thinking it was Emory.
I thought I read Mr. Denton, one of his responses was, because, correct me if I'm wrong, the pH level in this area is too high for zinc to migrate. It has to be at 6 or below before it actually migrates away from the actual soil from around the I-beam.
The predominant, there's three soil types that dominate that site. All three of them, pH is above 6. Has to be below 6 to mobilize zinc or anything for that matter.
Yeah, and again, like when I was curious about why this language is in there, I did my own research online and what probably many of you have as well. Like you will hear horror stories of zinc contaminating fields, impacting the public health, killing out vegetation. You'll find if you keep reading deeper and deeper into that is all due to fertilizer that has zinc in it that is extremely mobile and surface, and that gets rained on, and those are in place.
So Greg, let me ask you this. Is there a coating that can be put on those galvanized beams to lock that galvanize and lock that zinc to the beam and will not let it release?
So that's maybe a great, I got my own opinion, so no, there isn't. So the whole point of zinc, when it's invented and how it interacts with steel and protects it from corrosion. In the 1700s, like it dates all the way back there. The whole reason they use it is it's because it's like a sacrificial corrosion or degrading component of it. And so that's what's getting corroded and like right there next to the pile before it gets to the steel. So that the steel infrastructure
So
itself.
I'm saying this is a coating that goes over the galvanized.
That's what I'm saying.
It's counterproductive.
Yeah, you want it to be on the outside so that it does interact with the water, and again, very, very slowly, like that.
If you have a coating over the galvanized, the galvanized still protects the I-beam. The coating locks the galvanization in. The galvanized is still on the beam. You're not losing that.
But the galvanized, it actually touches the water, and that's what causes the zinc to work. Is that right?
Yeah, it's called a hot dip method, so it's a zinc alloy, so it's not, the other piece of it is like it.
I'm talking about before you put it in the ground.
I understand, but that's it's counterproductive. You're not allowing the coating to work with the water in the ground.
Is that correct, Mr. Denton?
Yes.
So so technically, the galvanized that people use for fence posts, barns and all that has to be in the ground and touch the ground.
I don't know if I really understand. So some steel is not galvanized, so it's
I'm
only.
not talking about, I'm talking about you have galvanized beams.
Yeah.
Everybody's worried about the leaching of zinc.
Yep.
Is there a coating that can be applied to those galvanized beams for the underground purpose to keep it locked to that beam?
The answer, I think, is still no. If there was, and, I mean, it's the industry, as you can imagine, somebody would probably figure that out by now. I'm not smart enough to look at that, but.
I feel the bottom line here for my job, why I'm here is my number one thing is to protect our citizens. Your number one thing is to protect your company, your thrive, whatever. So the bottom line is I don't think we're ever gonna come to an agreement that, you're gonna not wanna test for your guys' sake, we wanna test for the residents' sake. That's the bottom line. I mean, I don't think we've talked till we're blue in the face about this stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Even before you came along, and you've been here, this is your second time, but we've talked till we're blue in the face, and it's never changed for me as far as my job here as a trustee is to protect our citizens.
and we did have a half mile zoning.
Well, I'm not talking about that, I'm talking about the water.
No, I'm saying, we did have the half mile zoning. We pushed the solar bills out a half mile away from the village.
Right, we're talking about water, the storm water.
That's still gonna get into my well, because I'm still gonna be right there. The half mile, don't wanna hijack this, but
No, step in.
I live on Sumner Cemetery Road, so I'm gonna be right there. That half mile is gonna protect me to some degree. But then there's been mention of, I don't know what you called it, but that was in the ordinance that there was gonna be some kind of substation or something.
Transmission lines. Support equipment.
Where is that gonna be that's the whole reason I'm here. Where is that gonna be in conjunction to my home?
Down by the overpass.
So the other side of Leverage Road?
Justin, you wanna?
You're adjacent to O'Neill's property.
I am adjacent to O'Neill's property, correct.
The transmission line will be running through the east side of O'Neill's property.
Okay. So what kind of side effects or concerns should I have with that? With it being close to my property, is my question.
Are those lines gonna be underground there, or are they gonna?
They're gonna be they're gonna be parallel to the Ameren line that are existing there.
Okay, so it's gonna be like a power line. It's not gonna be like a substation or a structure or anything like that.
So we are looking to add a collector substation, not necessarily on O'Neill's property, but I'd say proximate to it, perhaps on Jim's property, maybe on the LDS Church's property. But that substation will collect all of the power from the solar facility, and then the transmission lines will be running through where we just discussed, east of O'Neill's property.
So you're not gonna have like a substation next door?
Correct.
That was my concern, because, I mean, I knew that oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm losing my words right now, that you guys had discussed this, that the June was the cutoff date, and then you were making your decision. So I didn't make it to that meeting. I'm here trying to catch up from that meeting and just figure out where this all plays into my property, what I need to be concerned about, because I continue to have the same concerns that I've always had, that I've voiced at previous meetings.
To be 100% transparent with you, the substation was originally going to be on O'Neill's property, but when you came to our meeting at the public library, we decided to move it after that.
I appreciate that.
So
So I think this is just another example of, and I'm not blaming, I'm gonna give you credit for sticking around and talking to people, because a lot of this is just education on some things. And you've helped with that tremendously, so credit to you on that. But anyway, there's a good example there.
On the substation.
Hold. let's focus and get back to the subject at hand here. The subject at hand is the ordinance. We've done talked about the lines. We need to fall back to the ordinance and make a motion and go for a vote. And then we will have public comment.
I don't like that you just shut everything down when we had residents talking. When he was talking, this guy was talking, you were fine. And then when a resident speaks up, you shut it down.
No, I did not. She is not a resident, number one. She is not a resident of the village of Tilton. Do you live in Tilton?
I do not, I live in Danville. But I grew up
So
in
it's not a
Tilton.
resident. She lives in the area, but she is not a resident of the village of Tilton. And I did not shut her down because we were on point about talking about the ordinance.
If I'm not a resident, then I'll make sure that I don't, let anybody know what's going on with the cemetery or.
Let's wait with it.
take that into
We have
consideration.
public comment coming up, so we need to get back on point.
That'd be after the vote.
Yeah, that would have been after the vote before she wouldn't have got to speak. We used to do audience first.
There's public comment at the end of this.
I know, but
Make
we
sure
used to
there's
have,
public comment.
you used to take the audience first, after we, did we
I'm not
or did
gonna
we not?
argue. I'm not gonna argue.
Of course you're
The
not.
point, no, I'm not. The point of it is, let's get back on point. I need a motion for ordinance 2026-0618, an ordinance amending chapter 320 of the village code pertaining to zoning. Does anybody have other motion they wish to make?
I started the whole motion thing to begin with about adding the, storm, no.
Yeah, and then you interrupted to tell us all about the emails that was sent out, trying to convince us
Sorry, if I
all.
would have found it, I would.
No, I was asked. Never mind.
Okay.
No.
Mike, did you make a motion?
Yes, I want to add that stormwater back in there.
Is there a second?
I second that.
Trustee Wagner,
Yes.
trustee Sims,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Cheese.
Yeah.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
What do you? That was a vote.
To add
Okay.
the wastewater. Stormwater.
So the testing will be added back into it. Now, I need a motion for ordinance 2026-0818, amending chapter 320 of the village code pertaining to zoning with changes that will not be signed, that will not go into effect until changes are made and then signed.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Trustee Wagner,
Yes.
trustee Sims,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Cheese, trustee Finley.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-0618, resolution of the Village of Tilton, Illinois, to authorize the mayor of the Village of Tilton to sign an IGA intergovernmental agreement for the Village of Tilton with the Village of Catlin, whereby Tilton agrees to cede to Catlin their extraterritorial jurisdiction for zoning. In other words, their mile and a half would come to our half-mile boundary. The area out there is Danville Township.
Catlin Township.
Catlin Township, excuse me, Catlin Township. And I believe that Catlin should make its decisions for its own situation out there, because they are the taxing, and the taxing bodies are all over for Catlin.
I'll say what, like I said at the ordinance meeting, basically, same concept was that we're a home rule, community. We have the jurisdiction. I don't feel giving up jurisdiction is very smart. Mayor did say that, it could be a one-time situation. You still don't feel good about it. I mean, if we have jurisdiction over something, I just don't feel like we're setting precedents for something if we don't necessarily want to make a decision or something like that, we give it up. That's not what we're here. We're here to make tough choices for our residents, in my opinion.
Well, that's why I asked for this to happen, is because being that is Catlin Township, the taxing body for that is Catlin Township, which in turn feeds the Catlin School District, the fire district, so on and so forth. That's why I feel Catlin should have the jurisdiction of that area, because it affects their taxing body.
Well, what you said before was because they're getting a new fire engine from them and other stuff. That's why you said they should have it.
Well, the taxing bodies, yes. School district, signed a letter of intent with the school district for $3.5 million. The PTO, I do believe, was it $25,000 accepted from our price for a playground.
Has the money changed hands?
For which one?
For any of them?
For the OPT, yes, the LOI with Salt Fork School District would not come until the project becomes operational, which is because, the abatement is for the property taxes that they would receive over the life of the project. It would just shift those property taxes up front. If the project didn't exist, those property taxes wouldn't exist at all, so that's why that has not been executed on.
What if the school district becomes defunct? They just get to keep the money? I mean, it's a real possibility, especially out there.
Yeah, you make a good point. I mean, it is an LOI, so we have not signed into the agreement yet. If we were to acquire the necessary permits for the project, we would likely actually enter into the abatement agreement with the Salt Fork School District, knowing that the project is moving forward and knowing that the school district is still around.
That's what I mean by the taxing jurisdiction, being Catlin Township, taxes going to Catlin School District, Catlin Fire Protection. We should allow them to create their own destiny with the solar, within what's going to affect them the most in that extraterritorial jurisdiction.
I make a motion nay. To what your motion, I say nay to your motion. Second.
I'll second it.
Trustee Sims.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
No.
Trustee Finley.
No.
Trustee Rainbird.
Yes.
No, okay. Number 23 was denied. Let's see here, ordinance 2026-0618A, an ordinance of the Village of Tilton, Illinois, authorizing the establishment of tax increment financing, interested parties, registries, and adopting registration rules for these registries.
We always look at you to say, hey, what does this mean?
Not me.
This is for the new TIF district.
Yeah, this is the new,
TIF.
we have to do, these are their steps.
I'll make a motion. Yay.
Second.
Trustee Rainbird.
Yes.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yeah.
Trustee Sims.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
You said no. Tip 6, place feasibility study on file and to approve spending the TIF feasibility study to all affected tax districts.
Same.
Huh?
Same. Same.
Sending versus spending.
Sending the TIF feasibility study to all affected tax districts. That's what I get for sitting tax trailer. Anyway, need a motion?
Make a motion, yeah.
Trustee Finley. Yes. Trustee Sims.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yeah.
Trustee Wagenberg.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Okay, 26, ordinance 2026-0618-B, ordinance authorizing a redevelopment agreement with RBM Real Estate Holdings LLC for the redevelopment of certain property utilizing tax increment financing.
I'll make a motion, yeah.
It's the baseball card shop, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Wagenberg.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yeah.
Trustee Sims.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Sir, the ordinance 2026-0618-C, ordinance authorizing a redevelopment agreement with Brand New Again Furnishings LLC for the redevelopment of certain property utilizing tax increment financing.
Make a motion, Chris.
I'll second it.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Sims.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Wagenberg.
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-0618-D, an ordinance of the Village of Tilton, Vermillion County, Illinois, removing certain properties from the tax increment redevelopment project area 2.
I'll make a motion.
Trustee Sims.
Yes.
Trustee Wagenberg.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Now, we go back to the audience. Please, if you have any questions, now's the time to ask.
Well, my questions were, I really think I got my questions answered tonight, but I still have concerns about construction, about safety. That's a very narrow road out there. It's an S curve to get to my house. Just 2 vehicles on that road is hard. Throw in construction equipment.
Well, we talked with them on that. They're gonna go in, what is it, Leverage Road, Leverage Road,
Leverage Road.
They're not coming through the cemetery, because they understand how narrow that curve, they're not even gonna come through there.
Okay. I still have concerns about groundwater, like Mike said. We live on a well. My well is right next to the farmer's field islands. So, I mean, not that I've lived there for long enough to know that, you know, the farmer's field has contaminants and whatnot, but this is the whole ball game. So I feel like I have every right to voice my concerns on that.
And I hope tonight helped answer some of those things between.
Yeah, it did,
So-
it did. That's why I'm here, you know, to get my questions answered.
Good.
I'm really taking offense to that, I'm not a resident. I mean, I'm a Vermillion County resident. I didn't move far from where I grew up. I moved out there because I have a special needs child and the Danville School District wasn't gonna help him, and Catlin did a great job with him. So, you know, I'm on the fringe of the Catlin School District. I support the community in a whole. And I just don't want my voice to not be heard because I'm not a resident.
I haven't stopped anybody from being heard, but I wanted to get back on point, and I knew there was another audience comment section coming up.
But I mean, you had conversation with Brian, you had conversation with this gentleman, so I felt like it was my opportunity to ask my questions as we were on that topic.
Well, the gentleman there is the scientist for Earthrise, so when Mike asked him a question, that's kind of why that goes into that type of scenario, trying to get to the answer of solution.
Right, and which is one of my concerns.
But I believe in hearing everybody's concerns, no matter what it may appear. But I just had to get back on point so we can move the meeting forward.
We do appreciate what you do at the cemetery and things as well.
I mean, I do, I keep an eye on that cemetery. I holler at TJ if I see something going on over there. I mean, that's my neighborhood. I know that's sad to say, but that's my neighborhood. And I've lived there for 25 years, so, you know, I don't wanna see anything happen, right?
You got a lot of neighbors out there.
I do, they're quiet though.
Oh, yes.
They're not quiet at all.
Hey, don't bother her.
No. So, that's, I just wanted to know what was going on. I knew that the half-mile variance was in play. But I wanted to see what was going on with this supposed substation lines, whatnot.
I do believe your situation came up at the very beginning, and Jessica, correct me on this, your situation came up at the very beginning. And they recognized what was going on, and they said they would keep things away.
Yeah, I've been to several meetings, so I'm glad to know that my voice was heard, and I'm glad to know that they took that into consideration, because I didn't know that till right now.
Yeah, no, it was one of the very first meetings we had, because it was, well, I think you called Tiffany or somebody, you spoke to somebody with a worry that it may trigger.
She was at a board meeting.
Okay.
This is
Well,
my
after
second
that
one
board
for this
meeting, we
year.
contacted them and discussed about that with them.
Well, I will say, and I hope I'm speaking of the board and everybody too, is I take pride in, I've taken personally, I don't talk for anybody else, but a lot of time to try to understand both sides. From a resident's standpoint, and in this case, it's an earthright standpoint, listening. The goal, I think, of the entire board, including the mayor, was to try to get to some sort of a resolution to finalize something. So we can go from there. So I think we've done a pretty good job of that. Anyway.
Yeah, my comment was not to insult, my comment was to bring to a point that our first concern is our resident. Even though you live outside, it was not an insult to where you live.
That was all I need, thank you very much.
I know a lot of people like to live out in the country, so.
The other question I was gonna ask, I know you mentioned substations. You know, AC/DC switching, I know causes EMI, EFT, electromagnetic.
EMF.
Yeah, interference and stuff. And I know on the battery hill, they do some testing, and is there any kind of problem there when they put in a substation or anything going on?
No, well, we'll have to do lots of different studies leading up to the building permit. If we get past the SUP, where we have to show all those designs, and we have to get lots of different approvals at the state level. So that's one of the considerations out there. I don't know if that's gonna trigger that, but it might. You're bringing that.
I know it brings, there's something in the AC/DC switching, it's some kind of thing that can happen, but,
have to look that up.
Brian, does the people live by the substation by where your shop is, do they ever notice any problems or anything?
no, but, I know a problem or one thing that's been expressed on that, and we're talking like the Q-cell batteries out there in California, a lot of that is, noise, from the fans, the humming, about like what they're complaining about the data centers. I mean, if you put in one of these stations, is there noise stuff?
So we do.
The ordinance calls for 800 feet back from any resident.
At like 47 decibels or something, or.
Oh, yeah, we will still do a noise study regardless of what the setbacks are, and they have to conform with the Illinois Pollution Control Board. So they have to be under a certain frequency that's inaudible outside of the fence.
Is that something that needs to be addressed in this resolution, or is that later when the substation comes in?
It's already in there, and it's regulated by the state.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to, so for the SUP, this is just like the first stage, a much more intense piece of any building project of the size is getting to the building permit. And that's where all that has to be provided, otherwise we can't build the project.
I know everybody's worried about water, I just want to know if they're doing any other kind of testing.
Yeah, we have a lot of it, and the county and the village will have to look at that and approve it.
Is that all you have to? I got one more gentleman called, Zach Howell.
Yep. I own a property on 310 Redwood. I'm just,
inquiring if I could take the lot, essentially from you guys. It's just a half lot.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Hold on, I do believe,
Well, there were back taxes on it, but it looks like the county erased them now.
I do believe a couple of years ago, he put in a bid.
He
for
didn't give us a
property
phone number.
And won the bid.
He didn't give us a phone number.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Since you're here, we'll talk about it now.
Because he bid $1,000.
Oh, you didn't even know you won?
I
We didn't have a Oh.
Well, I was waiting for him to call, and then I was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I never heard anything.
'Cause what did you bid, 500 or 1,000?
I think it was, probably $500.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, because I mean,
with the check, but
I don't remember that. Yeah,
Because I was like, he doesn't leave a phone number. Do you
yeah,
remember
that was my bad.
Yeah.
I wish you would have called, then we could have talked about it.
It'd be, beneficial to us as one less property we gotta maintain.
You're mowing it now?
Yeah, we've
Well,
been
okay.
maintaining it.
Before we do that, we gotta talk to Western.
No, but-
We'll have to get an ordinance, but we will have to get your phone number.
Okay.
Well, that worked out good, that.
So we'll have it ready for next meeting.
That's fine.
I mean, are you guys gonna ask anything, any compensation for it? We had to tear it down. This isn't gonna be a restricted lot.
Justin, how he done?
I don't remember what we had it up for bid, what the original bid was. If
We
you go
had
back
a
and look.
minimum bid of 3,000,
I'll ask you.
and he either bid, what did you bid? Do you remember?
I think it was 1,000.
I think so too.
$500.
And we were gonna call and be like, well, you know, we'll bring it back to the, but he never called.
But wait a minute, how much money have you saved if you would've got it back then? How much have you spent mowing it still?
Once a week for how many years?
Yeah.
Well, since we have to have an ordinance for it anyway, why don't we take it to ordinance meeting and we'll talk about it there. and
Okay.
Go from there.
Yeah,
May
let's get your number up.
May 8th, 2023.
Justin, did you have anything you wanted to say, or did you already say it?
Okay.
Okay. Well, your name was on the list, I just want to make sure. Grand's talk.
Brian, you have any more to say?
Vicky,
No, we're good.
everybody's covered.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have a need for executive session? I don't believe so. Need a motion? Okay, from whom?
I just asked that everybody stay quiet until I finish roll.
Oh, okay. I need a motion to adjourn.
A second.
Trustee Finn.
Yes.
Trustee Sims.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets. Trustee Whitmer.
Yes.
Boy.